za Sensei Kujak Show.
If you look at your entire career from, let's say, from when you started to now, how do you think your thought process on hiring people has evolved?
Hugely. I mean, I think at a point, obviously, when I was barely building the business early on, I mean, there was less money. But also, it was not only less money, there was also the mindset of saying, look, I can't pay so much because I don't know if they'll deliver or not. And that's not an amount we can afford to take a punt on. Today, I think the mindset is team is like most important. And it's very important that we keep investing in the team and getting better and better quality people. Because the reality is when you don't get better quality people, you can't implement better systems. Like you may get the best, like I remember at one point we got SAP as an ERP to implement. But the quality of team I had was not at all great. So the kind of implementation they did of SAP was not so great. So for years we had SAP ERP, but we were using 30% of the features. Right? So everything starts and ends with people. So if you don't have good quality people who've had good exposure in other firms, they can't bring the best practices, the best ways of working back to your organization. And honestly, that's what makes the biggest difference. So your technology, your infrastructure, all of this without the best team has no value. At least in the services business.
Right. And if you look back at your career, these 20 years, and when you first started, when you first joined the business, was there a master plan that look in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, this is, I'm starting at X and I'm going to be 10X or 100X or 1000X. Was there this master Soviet planning style plan in place, or was it just, every day I'm going to come and put one foot in front of the other and make it happen?
If anybody does a master plan, I have to learn from it because clearly I didn't have that ability. And when I came back to India, it wasn't a business, it was a practice, right? It was 40, my father's a pathologist and 40 technicians. So it was about making it into a business, making it into an institution. It was every day coming and saying, let's find a problem and solve it, and take it from there. So there was a broad idea of saying that, look, I have seen chains of labs in other countries. I have seen chains of labs stand for excellence, stand for great customer experience, stand for efficiency. How can we bring that to India? That broad vision was there. But now, was there a specific plan of saying these many number of labs in this year, and there was no such thing at all. It was very much one step, put one foot ahead of the other. At that time, we were 7 crores in revenue and 2.5 crores in EBITDA. That was the starting point. And said, okay, what can we do with this? And the important thing was to assess the strengths that it brought, and to say the excellent quality it brought to the table, the good reputation it brought to the table, the test menu it brought to the table. But then also to say, hey, these things don't exist, and how do I build them? So, and that's really how it was every day.
Right. And at what point in the journey did you get the sense that, look, this is really snowballing into something? Like, I feel like I'm really onto something.
2007.
What happened?
I remember having a conversation actually with some family friends. And I remember very clearly in 2007, and just to give you context, in 2006 we had just raised money from ICICI Ventures. The valuation of the business was 135 crores post-money, so about 100 crores pre-money, you can say. So it wasn't a super valued business at the time. But I remember having a conversation and saying that, look, I have 2 options, because there were some other offers which had come to me about buying another medical devices company and starting to build it. And I remember having this conversation and saying, I have 2 options. I can continue to run on the Metropolis thing and keep building this. And I'm pretty clear this will become $1 billion business. And I could see that when it was a valuation of 100 crores, right? Yeah. Or I should expand and start getting into multiple other businesses and broaden my horizon. And that was one big fork for me where I was making a decision. And the reason I was at that fork was because I was not happy with the way Metropolis was being built, because there were multiple chefs. At that time, we had another investor who also had 36% share as we did. And we had very different styles of management. And I felt like I wasn't able to build the company the way I wanted to. So I was thinking, should I get off this boat and do something else while I continue being a shareholder, or spend my time, not get off it, but spend my time in other things? Or should I stick on to this and take it to a much larger destiny? And I remember thinking through it and deciding that, no, for me, Metropolis is my baby. It's my child, and there's no way I can defocus from it. and then continuing to build from there. But that's when I remember.
That's
feeling.
That there was like that
There was some
specific moment.
specific
Yeah.
moment and a discussion.
Yeah.